So this video is going to talk about transferring current resources to Formative. My previous video looked at documents such as PDFs, Word docs, Google Docs, and Google Forms. This video, we're going to talk about how to transfer Knowt flashcards, which is Knowt is a flashcard platform, and Quizlet flashcards to Formative. Now, you don't have to do this. Absolutely not a requirement. This is not something. Just know that Quizlet is not allowed for students to use on their student accounts. So students will have to have their own account that is not associated with this school. And frankly, it's questionable if they should use it on their device, on school-issued devices. If you are upset by this, I highly suggest you contact the state legislature because they are the ones that have made those rules about about advertising and advertising towards students, which Quizlet does. But so if you've got flashcards that you kind of want to monitor or manage and kind of see how students are using them, Formative has a platform for that. So here, I'll go over here. So here I am in my looking at activities. You see on the side here where it says practice sets. Practice sets is the language they use for vocab. So I've created vocab. Look at them, so cute. I got to put the kitties in the back. So I just made this very quickly for my for chemistry. So the things that I can do is students can just make them flashcards. They can do a matching game, they can do quiz, or they have to write out the answer. Not as robust as something like Quizlet, but it's available. And then what you could also see, let's see if you can see in my classes, when I'm back in my activities as a teacher, I'm going to go down. I've got way more than I need and it's not organized. So don't stress out about that. But here I assigned my chemical symbols and elements flashcards to students in my basket weaving class. You can see that one student did it. So if I click on it, oh, that's just the assessment. All right, so if I click here, view student activity, like I can see, oh, student 04, my test student 04, they did it 3 months ago. Total time they took on it was 1 minute and 47 seconds. Total sessions, they only had 2 sessions, and the most recent performance they had was 83. So that's what you can see. And this is not something that all teachers would utilize. I don't anticipate, like, if you're teaching something that's higher level, maybe this type of data is irrelevant to you, and I completely understand that. But if you are trying to encourage students to use these for retakes, like you have to have the total number of sessions or the total number of time you need to use these flashcards is 10 minutes or something like that, or you have to achieve up to 100% performance in order to do the retake. This might be an avenue for that. So if you want to utilize it in some way that way, okay, what you do is on the left-hand side here, you see those practice sets. And I already have stuff created through Knowt. In fact, let me log into my Knowt account. So I have this. If you do Knowt, it's similar to Quizlet. I have this. I have the poetic devices that I want my students to know about. This student has a 19-card flashcard, flashcard set. Totally dig it. Now, how do I get it onto a practice set? Click Import on Formative. This is something you can grab very easily on both Quizlet and Knowt. So if I go back to Knowt, I'll click these 3 dots, and then it says Export. Then it gives me this, which seems like a jumble of stuff, okay? But don't stress out. Don't worry about it. Just press Copy Text, go back to Formative, and then paste. It all works together, okay? I'm not going to explain to you how or why. Don't worry about it. But everything's there. I can import it. And now look at that. Oh my gosh. It's all ready to go. I can say poetic, oops, if I could spell, poetic devices. Add student instructions, so whatever you want to say. Please use, oops, please use this to study for our Unit 1 midterm. I don't know if that's what, anyways. So, and if I want to do something fancy, look ahead and make it big, make it blue because that's fun. You can change backgrounds because you're fun. I'm fun. So look at that space cow. That's cute. So whatever you want. Don't have to be too wild with it. And now you have this that you can assign to students. So assign to classes. I want to assign to my basket weaving students. Boom. There we go. So now it's all ready to go. And it's the same thing on Quizlet. Quizlet has a very similar process in terms of exporting. What's also cool is that students can also create their own. If they go to their own formative account, they can create their own practice sets. So they can, this looks very similar on a student front, on a student page here, where they'll have activities and practice sets, and that's pretty much it. If they click practice sets, they see manually create and import. So they can create and they can share, just like they were sharing with other people on Knowt or Quizlet. So you don't get access to that, like if they're sharing with each other. You don't get to see student usage of it, but it is just an opportunity for students to be like, this is totally approved. This platform is approved by the state of Minnesota because we pay for it. There's no advertising. So there's no questionable activities. There is concern about Quizlet and Knowt. Other districts have allowed it because they have given the thumbs up. Our district has said Quizlet is a no-go. And Knowt is a question mark. Like, I think it's okay, but Isn't that fun when laws are ambiguous like that and they are up for interpretation? It's the best. But anyways, I just want to show you how practice sets can be utilized, and you can use it as a tool in your classroom for retake management, to support student learning, or have students create their own, share it with you, and you can distribute it to students. Totally awesome.